let's talk about alternative healing. So, what is alternative healing? Why am I talking about alternative healing here? What kind of motive, what kind of agenda, what kind of purpose do I have to talk about alternative healing? Well, if you open your eyes just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit of an opening, and you look at the world around you, you will see that we are living in a sick society. And when I say sick, I mean in the literal sense of the word, in the physical, material sense of the word. Sick society. We live in a society that is sick. We have a sleep epidemic where everybody's walking around. Essentially, they're compromised because their sleeping is compromised. They're eating junk food, and this is not just in the West. This is in most of the world. Like, the food that we eat as a society, as a global society, for the most part, is not all that optimal for our physical health and for our mental and spiritual growth. It just isn't. So, because we're living in such a sick society, then we have the pharmaceutical industry, which is one of the biggest industries in the world. You can say it's one of the big players that get to say what happens in the world. The pharmaceutical industry. And it's huge, and just the fact that the pharmaceutical industry is such a huge thing, right there and then is an objective indication that we are indeed living in a globally sick society. If we weren't living in a globally sick society, the pharmaceutical industry would not have the environment to grow, would not be as big and as giant and as massive as it is. If people were healthier, then we wouldn't. The pharmaceutical industry simply would be just another industry. It wouldn't be like a big giant thing. So yes, we are living in a sick society, and as a result, the consequence of that is the pharmaceutical industry, which aims at relieving people of their illness, of their disease, of their sickness. Unfortunately, what was once a noble and still is noble, a lot of these people are good have good intentions. What was once and what was initially and what was intended to be something that helps humanity has become just a big cash grab now. Most big pharma don't give a fuck about the well-being of us people. They really don't give a shit. They just want to cash out. So if they want to cash out, then it's good that people are sick. Because if people are healthier, we're out of business here. We're out of business. So, alternative healing is essentially finding more natural ways to heal the body. And it's called alternative because Western medicine, modern medicine, has become part of our reality. So we have to call what was once the medicine alternative medicine, but it isn't alternative medicine. It's older than modern Western medicine. Way older, right? Thousands of years old. And it's proven. I mean, really, like, once you start to use some of the stuff, once you start to use some of the herbs, once you start to apply some of the remedies, and they cost you very little money and they're natural, and the way you feel, it's incredible. You realize that we are all blinded by institutions, right? I mean, the pharmaceutical, the medical institution, the medical establishment is an institution, and it wants to make money. So it has every stake and every agenda and every intention to keep people sick. But then you realize, hold on, if we are maintaining good health, and if we are tuning our bodies to the natural way they evolved, to nature, then we wouldn't be getting so sick so much, and we wouldn't need all these medicine, all these pharmaceuticals. And even when we get sick, which will happen even if you're a healthy person, even when we get sick, we can use some natural herbs that grew out of the earth to heal ourselves quickly, efficiently, effectively, and may I say magically, and with like no side effects. Like, you know how a lot of pharmaceuticals and meds, they have terrible side effects. So that's what alternative healing is. That's what alternative medicine is. Now, why am I talking about this? Because personally, I can't remember the last time I took a pharmaceutical. Actually, I do. After my wrist surgery, I took, I can't remember what it was, morphine, I think, or something after, because of the pain. I took morphine the first 3 days to numb down the pain, because I just finished surgeries. So that was like 3 years ago. And I haven't taken a pharmaceutical since. I have not. I mean, I take supplements. I take multivitamins. So technically, that's pharmaceutical. But when I say pharmaceutical, I'm talking about to relieve a headache, to relieve a pain, to relieve tension, to relieve this, to relieve that, to relieve digestive issues. Essentially, I haven't taken anything to relieve symptoms in 3 years, over 3 years. Because I've been applying, consciously and unconsciously, alternative medicine, quote unquote, which is just nature, which is just using nature, what nature has given you, what the Tao has given you to heal yourself, combined with the miraculous self-healing mechanism of the body, which these herbs and natural remedies are designed to do, is just to connect you with your natural healing mechanism. There's very little to no use to pharmaceuticals. You know, I totally dig if you, like, I had to have a surgery on my wrist. I totally dig modern medicine when it comes to these situations, right? Emergency situations, life and death situations, dire situations. I totally dig. But most of our healthcare costs are not going towards these life and death scenarios and emergency scenarios where unexpected things happen, like you fell off a bike in my case and I broke my wrist. And actually it was me being a dumbass and doing boxing when it wasn't fully healed. Otherwise it would have fully healed on its own. I wouldn't have even needed surgery. So it was the dumbass me, the dumbass human in me, that actually made me need the surgery. So I totally dig. But most of our healthcare costs are not going towards these types of things. They're going towards very basic things like heart disease and lung disease, which are just caused by bad lifestyle habits, right? By bad eating habits, by smoking, by drinking. So if everybody was to take care of their health, and if everybody was to use natural foods, because let food be thy medicine, one of the Greek philosophers said that, right? Let food be thy medicine. That's, in a nutshell, let food be thy medicine is what alternative healing is. It's just nature, it's natural. It's just what we've done as humans for thousands of years. You know, the alternative medicine is like basically medicine from like ancient civilizations and our tribal ancestors, and you know, they knew a lot. We don't give them credit. Because we're so dependent on technology, but they knew so much. And so, you know, let food be thy medicine. The shamans, the healers in the tribes, they had to know this because they lived in nature. And actually, if you ask the shamans who make the ayahuasca brew, how did you guys learn how to make the ayahuasca brew? They tell you the plants told us. They talked to us. They told us how to make it. Because it's this complicated brew. Like, really, like, first question that's going to come to your mind, how did you guys know how to have this mix of these different plants, these different things? They tell you the plants told us. The plants told us. Let food be thy medicine. That's what alternative healing and alternative medicine is. And it's very dangerous for big pharma because they're going to run out of business. And guess what? They are. Because people are waking up. People are waking up to their power. You know? I grew up in a house where taking Advil was just a normal thing. And my father's a doctor. Okay, he's a doctor. He's trained in modern medicine, right? And he's such a helpful person. He's my role model when it comes to helping people. I wish I can have the same good intentions as him when it comes to helping people selflessly. I honestly don't. So, that being said, the way he goes on about helping people is by prescribing them all kinds of drugs. You know, so this is the kind of house I grew up in, right? Taking Advil was a normal thing for a headache. You know, taking some pharmaceuticals for my GI problems, which I had all of the years growing up because of the food I was eating, and up until recently, right? All these GI issues, gut issues, right? It were caused by the food I was eating. I was just taking pills for it, and a lot of people think it's just natural. Like this is they don't question it. Oh, you just take an Advil or take this or take that, right? Like just take it down on, you know, headache. Oh, take this, take that, right? Oh, you got GI issues, got your guts acting up, and you got some hemorrhoids up your asshole. All right, take this cream, put it on your asshole, you know, or take this pill. It's like, no, we're just treating symptoms here, which is good for pharmaceuticals because as long as you keep having symptoms, we can keep giving you the solution to mask your symptoms, but not to actually deal with the root cause. Because if we deal with the root cause, we would not have any business anymore, right? So, I'll finish off the video here. So what I'm gonna be doing, you know, because this is just an introduction to this stuff, is make videos on this stuff, right? Stuff that I use. I've been using herbs as of late. I've been using certain things, certain foods as of late. And they're making me buzz with all kinds of energy, and they're essentially increasing my life force, my connection to the source, to the prana, right? So that's what I'll be doing on this channel, right? There will be an alternative healing, alternative medicine aspect to things, okay? So, God bless you all. I love every single one of you guys, but do not forget to subscribe. Or see this river right here? It's got some fishes there, you know. I've seen some fishes the other day. You're gonna be sleeping with these fishes, so subscribe.